I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He quit.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here, is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
Five, 3.
Rag 57! Rag 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie kicks a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It
is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Sportsline for a Thursday. Welcome into the Health Plan Studios. Kyle Wiggs and Greg Hutter. Coach Hunter, good evening.
Good evening, Kyle. How you doing?
Doing well. There's a lot going on tonight.
Yes,
now,
there
not
is.
quite as much as we'll have tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll have most likely a Mountaineer baseball game in the books. We'll have the women playing as we speak, and we'll be leading up to the men's regular season finale. So a ridiculous amount of content for tomorrow's show. Tonight, we've got boys and girls basketball. We got a 1-versus-2 matchup in boys hoops going on as we speak. Morgantown at George Washington. That game just tipped off. GW with an early 3-0 lead. We've got the girls AA Regional Finals tonight. We'll talk about that coming up. We've got the Mountain East Conference Tournament with the women's quarters going on, and we'll get you an update on that. But first, let's start with Greg Carey of WVMetroNews.com. He is at the very intriguing matchup between Capital and Greenbrier East in boys basketball. So the AAA regional final underway. And first of all, Greg, good evening to you.
Good evening. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine. We got a little bit of a bad phone line, but we'll see if we can work through this here. Okay, Greenbrier East.
Any better now?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
A little bit better? Okay.
Standing on one foot with your arm up?
Just kind of trying to find an area outside the gym where the music isn't blaring.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
If this works, we can hang here, though.
All right. Greenbrier East and Capital, of course, those who follow high school sports know this little bit of a controversial issue with Capital. They've been 1 or 2 in the Metro News poll all season long, but they were voted last in the region by a handful of coaches, and thus they're the 6th seed in this regional, having to go on the road tonight to play number 3 seed Greenbrier East. So that's the controversial part. I'm going to let you set the game up.
Yeah, obviously you kind of prefaced everything very well there, Kyle, but certainly not common at this stage of the postseason to see a 16 and a 17-win team playing, this early. So obviously 2 teams that have state tournament and I would say even beyond state tournament aspirations, teams that, feel like they're capable of not only ending their season in Charleston, but perhaps doing so on Championship Saturday. And it's been an outstanding season for both teams. We know there's been a lot of seeding controversy with Capital, and kind of interested to see how they've handled all the noise, about that throughout the last week now. And it's been a pretty lengthy period of time because if you think back, a week ago today, the story really was that they got the short end of the stick in terms of the seeding. So there's been a lot of practice time, a lot of downtime. We know that both coaches and, the kids on the team have heard a lot of things regarding, both ways about it. So we'll see how the Cougars are able to move forward from that tonight, and if they can win against a very talented Spartans team and what's going to be a pretty tricky environment, although Capital has brought its fair share of fans as well.
So you mentioned, obviously, a lot of controversy over the seeding of Capital, but when they actually toss the ball up, does that chip matter at all?
Oh, it's I think we'll kind of see off the bat how both teams handle it. Particularly Capital, we know that emotions are going to be running high, and obviously they feel, in my opinion, rightfully like they were slighted in this whole ordeal. But they do have to move beyond it. They can't let it be on their mind. Certainly at this stage, you've had 5-6 days to maybe dwell on it some and kind of get over it. And the bottom line is you got to play the hand you're dealt. And if this Capital team is, as good as what they think they are, they still have to come out and play a sharp performance tonight to get past Greenbrier East.
So what about the matchup? Greenbrier East is playing pretty well. They've won 4 straight. And again, we know Capital has had kind of a breakout season, year number 2 under Cookie Miller. They've got a loss to an out-of-state team. They've got a loss to George Washington, who's number 1 or number 2 in Quad A. They've got a loss to another top 5 Quad A team in Parkersburg Catholic. Then they got beat by Chapmanville, fell out of the top spot. So all of the teams they lost to are excellent. So set up the matchup in terms of personnel. Why is Greenbrier East playing so well, and what's been the key to Capital this year?
Yeah, for starting with Greenbrier East, they got a couple standouts in Brody Hamrick and Nathan Dixon, 2 guys that are more than capable of going for 20 plus on any given night. And both, high-level high school players that have aspirations of going on to play at the next level, and I think those are going to be the focal points for Capital. It's a little bit more of a by committee. They don't really have anybody averaging near 20 points, but they have a lot of players, upwards of maybe 7 or 8, that can flirt with double digits on any given night. And a couple guys I'll be watching for tonight are Deshaun Williams, who's a pretty versatile player, can get it done both in the paint and on the perimeter for the Cougars, as well as David Robinson, a name that we've become so familiar with hearing through his football success as a quarterback and a tailback over the last several seasons, and he's also an instrumental part of this basketball team.
So a big part of the seating controversy is the fact that Capital has to go on the road. So what's the environment like?
Yeah, I can tell you I arrived about 5:40, and the crowd was half full. Greenbrier East girls team was actually in the latter stage of a practice. They were on the court, working on some things. Obviously, if you follow the girls' high school basketball scene, the Spartans are undefeated. They're the number one team in the AAA state tournament. So, a lot of good things going for them, and they're gearing up for what they hope is a prolonged run at the state tournament next week. But this place is not quite yet full, but it's not far off. So I would certainly expect here in the next 15, 20 minutes that it's going to be at or near capacity.
Going to be a great atmosphere. Capital, the number 6 seed in that regional, at number 3 seed Greenbrier East. And on the other side of the bracket, also tonight, number 2 seed Shady Spring is playing at home against Nicholas County. And those two teams, those two winners will meet on March the 10th, next Tuesday, for a spot in the state tournament. Greg, thanks for your input. We look forward to seeing your work a little bit later on tonight.
Anytime. You guys have a good night.
Greg Carey of WVMetronews.com at the Greenbrier East Capital boys game. We mentioned the AA regional finals in girls basketball. Those contests are tonight as well. And Joe Brocato of WVMetronews.com. He's out covering a game tonight. Joe is at the Petersburg-Philip Barber matchup. And Joe, good evening. Thanks for your time.
Hey, good evening, guys.
All right, Petersburg 15-6, Philip Barber 15-8. Set this one up.
Very comparable records and a very close regular season matchup between these two teams. It was won by Philip Barber 51-47 back on January 23rd. So based on all that, I would expect a very competitive matchup here tonight for one of the 8 spots. The last 8 spots in the state tournament field, all of the Class AAA regionals are set for tonight. And this is the Philip Barber team. We'll start with them. And for all the success that a number of PB programs have had in recent years, the football team made it to the state semis. Baseball was a state runner-up this past year. This has been a very consistent program, obviously alongside their volleyball team, but girls basketball seeking their 5th consecutive trip to the state tournament. Petersburg has made a number of trips in recent years as well, so it's a couple of teams that are very well acquainted to get to this level of the state playoffs.
So, Joe, as you said, it is AA taking center stage, right? So give us a look at other games that are going to decide who goes to Charleston.
Yeah, I think Region 4 has a couple of interesting matchups in which you have Buffalo at Charleston Catholic, and Charleston Catholic is the defending champion in Class A, but in the same region and in the other co-final, you have another defending state champion, the Wayne Pioneers, won Class AAA a year ago, and they have gone down to Class AA in the recent reclassifications. They're taking on a very good Logan team, so that's a very competitive region with both of those matchups, and I think Region 1 has a couple of interesting games as well as Williamstown, which if they're able to get through to the state tournament, they can make a case to be the number 1 overall seed. Maybe James Monroe can make that case as well, but you've also got a Wheeling Central team that probably feels that they could be a number 1 seed, and they're going to take on Dodge County. So if you look 1 through 8, and obviously we'll see all the seedings and the pairings later tonight when the games are complete, I think AA on the girls' side could be one of the more competitive brackets if you go 1 through 8.
Mm-hmm. Joe, we had the Quad A teams qualify last night. Really no surprises, I guess. You've got George Washington 1, Parkersburg 2, Morgantown number 3. They've had an injury-plagued year, still going to the state tournament. Martinsburg and Parkersburg South will meet in the 4-5 game. You've got Cabell Midland at 6, University at 7, Washington at 8. So pretty much what we expected there, right?
Yeah, it was maybe I was curious to where Martinsburg would fit in. I mean, this is a Martinsburg team that's 19-2, and their only 2 losses are to the only unbeaten team in the state of West Virginia, a AAA team in Greenbrier East. So I was kind of interested to see where Martinsburg might fall, if they could maybe get up to the 3 line. But as a result of being the 4, they're going to take on Parkersburg South, and Parkersburg South is a team that has beaten the number 2 seed in Parkersburg twice already this year. So it would be very interesting to see both 3-6 matchup with Morgantown and Capital Midland and the 4 versus 5 in Martinsburg and Parkersburg South when we get to the state tournament next week.
All right, Joe. Well, we look forward to your work tonight later at WVMetroNews.com. Some big games around the state tonight, boys and girls. So we appreciate your time, and we'll look for your work a little bit later on.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Joe Brocato there covering girls basketball, one of the AA regional finals. And we remind you that high school basketball fans, if you want to see where your team ranks each week, check out the Tudors Biscuit World Power Rankings at WVMetroNews.com. Click on the High School Sports tab and then the High School Basketball Rankings, the 2026 Metro News Power Rankings presented by Tudors Biscuit World. So we're going to have one more poll. It's going to be released tomorrow, and we've got a hold on it because of the games tonight. Mm-hmm. You've got a lot of big games, but the biggest being 1 versus 2 in Quad A with Morgantown against George Washington. You've got another top 6 battle with Spring Mills playing at University, and, of course, this Capital Greenbrier East regional game. So all the ballots are due tonight after those final scores are in, and you can check WVMetroNews.com tomorrow for the Tudors Biscuit World High School Basketball Power Rankings.
Should be interesting. As you said, wrapping up regular season for some, others, starting tournament action.
Indeed. All right, one more event to check in with, the Mountain East Conference. All of the games on the Metro News TV app, and some of them are on the Sports Channel in Pittsburgh. Today, it's the women quarterfinal round games, and then tomorrow, the men's quarterfinal round games will be played. Luke Wiggs is covering this event for WVMetroNews.com and Metro News TV. He joins us from Wheeling. Luke, good evening.
Good evening.
You had a good one today. Frostburg State and West Virginia Wesleyan, Brett Vincent and his Wesleyan team going back and forth with Frostburg State, and Frostburg State was the lower seed. Lo and behold, they win for the second time in this tournament to advance to the semifinals on Friday.
Yeah, you're right. 2 wins in 2 days. They beat the 10th seed, did Frostburg State in Point Park yesterday, and then they beat West Virginia Wesleyan today, and it was just a masterclass, honestly, from Jenna Eckelberry, the head coach of the Bobcats. They struggled out of the gate offensively, struggled to get their leading scorer going in Julie Spinelli, but kept within punching distance until they could go on their run, dialed up the pressure a little bit late in the third quarter, early in the fourth, and really didn't take their first lead until the fourth quarter, but were able to hang on and win. Sophie Nichols, the former Ripley Viking, was fantastic in this game. She had 25 points. And, it was a huge statement for Frostburg State. Coach Eckelberry has gotten them to the semifinals for the second time in her tenure. And you mentioned Brett Vincent. He was named the Coach of the Year. That's a very talented West Virginia Wesleyan team that was the 2 seed. They had 2 all-conference selections on the first team and the MEC Freshman of the Year and Kyla Dandridge. But it's back-to-back years that they were upset by a much lower-seeded team. They lose to the 7 in that first game against Frostburg State, 77-71. But like you said, a really competitive and back-and-forth game. We had 7 lead changes, 5 ties, and it was a really fun way to start the day.
Coach Hunter, you remember that name, Jenna Eckelberry?
Yeah.
She was at Shepherd.
Yeah.
And made a great run in Division II with Shepherd, with a young lady who played high school basketball at Frankfort and then went on to play at Marshall. So doing well now at Frostburg State.
Yeah, doing really well with an upset in that quarterfinal game. The other quarterfinal game of the 4 today, there was one other one this afternoon, and looks like Charleston just handled business against Wheeling.
Yeah, they really did. And really, UC would be the first to tell you that it wasn't their best game. They shot 39% from the field and won. Got 19 points from Paris Stokes, but were just able to make Wheeling uncomfortable. The 6th seed, they won this game by 14 points. Wheeling came back late, got it down to digits, with about 3 minutes to play in this game. The UC just had a little bit too much talent. It was fun for me seeing Kenzie Dalton for the first time from Wheeling. She was named the Mountain East Conference Defensive Player of the Year, but was also their leading scorer. She had 20 points in the loss. But, that's a University of Charleston team with the region rankings coming out, that would really like to go on a little bit of a run here in the postseason, maybe try to sneak their way into the tournament. They're on the outside looking in right now in the most recent regional projection. But if you're able to win that game as the 3, all of a sudden maybe win a semifinal game. Obviously, winning the tournament would give you an automatic bid, but UC has to think this might have put them on the bubble. And if they're able to win in their semifinal matchup on Saturday, maybe even move into the at-large conversation for the Mid-Atlantic Regional.
Set the stage for the doubleheader tonight. Glenville State's the number 1 seed underway against West Liberty, right?
Yeah, well, I got to be honest with you guys. They put us up at Ogleby, which is a beautiful resort, but there's some construction between there and West Banco. A good portion of it has been reduced down to 1 lane, and it just took me 45 minutes to drive 1.5 miles. So I'm not at West Banco Arena right now. I know Glenville State and West Liberty have tipped off. That's a Glenville team that won both regular season matchups. Emily Stoller, their head coach, does a great job. And I'm excited to see, once I finally get to West Banco, to see Corinne Pinckney for the first time. And then West Liberty, even though they are the 9 seed, if you tune this game or turn this game on later in the day, Reagan Vinskovich is a player coming back from injury for that West Liberty team that, since coming back from injury, is averaging 20 points a game. So they obviously won their play-in game yesterday, trying to play upset against Glenville. And then the nightcap is going to be a great one as well, the 4-5 game between Concord and Fairmont State. Tesla Southcott, the head coach of that Concord team, they're 18-10. Really tough to beat, and somebody else that's trying to get an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. And then, of course, on the other side of things with Fairmont State, they won the conference outright in the regular season the last 2 years, didn't do it this year, and have won the last 2 Mountain East Conference tournaments. So, they're playing as a lower seed than they have the last couple of years, but anytime they get into the tournament, Coach Anderson does such a great job. And Gabby Reap stepped up in a big way. They lost Leslie Huffman early, one of their top scorers, but Gabby Reap, another West Virginia product, is putting up about 14 a game for Fairmont State. So that's going to be a really fun way to end the quarterfinals on this Thursday.
All right, so Glenville State, West Liberty underway. Concord, Fairmont State tonight at the Metro News TV app, and then the men's quarterfinal round games tomorrow. Fairmont State and Frostburg State first at noon. Wheeling against Concord at 2:30. West Liberty, the top seed, against Davis and Elkins at 6 o'clock. Then the 4-5 game, University of Charleston against Glenville State. All right, Luke, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week with basketball coming up.
All righty, thank you, guys.
We will have the 2 championship games on the Metro News Radio Network on Sunday. I believe Daniel Woods is calling the women's game and Luke is calling the men's game. So those are 1 and 4 o'clock on Sunday on the radio, and all of the games on the Metro News TV app from the Mountain East Conference Tournament.
You should note Glenville 16-15 over West Liberty late in the first quarter.
So West Liberty hanging early. Again, those games on the Metro News TV app. Coming up on the show tonight, we've already gone around the state, but we'll talk a little bit more about the girls basketball tournament coming up. George Washington girls basketball coach Jamie LaMaster scheduled to join us on the program. And any thoughts you may have, 304 Talk 304. It is a Thursday on the CityNet statewide sports line. We will continue the conversation coming up right after this.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament presented by the Health Plan is back at Wheeling's West Banco Arena, March 4th through the 8th. Past men's basketball national finalists West Liberty and Fairmont State, and 2022 women's basketball national champion Glenville State will be featured from the highest scoring NCAA Division II basketball conference in the country. Visit westbancoarena.com for advanced tickets and Tournament Central at mountaineast.org for tournament information, stories, results, event schedule, streaming, and television broadcast information. Join us for the Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships presented by the Health Plan, March 4th through the 8th at West Banco Arena in Wheeling.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Thursday night on the CityNet statewide Sportsline. We're in the Health Plan Studios. Kyle and Greg with you. Statement being made by the George Washington boys basketball team.
I say
1 versus 2 down at Charleston, and George Washington leads Morgantown 31-14.
Wow!
Took the Mohegans over 6 minutes to get their first basket in the second quarter. So 31-14. George Washington leading Morgantown late in the first half. And Noah Lewis, who's been on the show, he became the all-time scoring leader at GW with a basket in the second quarter, 1,589 points for Noah Lewis. He breaks the GW scoring record previously held by Bunky Brown. So congratulations to Noah Lewis there, and he's on his way to play Division I college basketball. George Washington winning big. All right, Coach, we're a day away from the start of spring football. Day after tomorrow, spring football finally gets here with this rebuilt roster and all the recruiting momentum that this program has gotten out of the transfer portal and with the high school kids. So here we go. We'll start battling for positions, perhaps. The position battle's a little bit more acute in the fall, but still you want to separate, if you can, players that can help you the most, right, in the spring. So let's talk about the running back situation, that running back room completely rebuilt.
Yeah, West Virginia's top 6 running backs all have departed, most of them via transfer, though there was a graduation in there as well. Ty Edwards out of eligibility. But for West Virginia, there's one running back who was on the roster last year who returns, Andre Devine, who didn't see any snaps for the Mountaineers in a game situation. So like so many places on this football team, running back is a complete rebuild for West Virginia. Now, it looks like they're rebuilding with very good players. You start at the top of the depth chart, and obviously everything's speculative right now, but Cam Cook comes into West Virginia from Jacksonville State after leading the nation in rushing last year, all of FBS. So you got to figure that he is right up there at or near the top. Little bowling ball, 5'9", 200 pounds. Previously played at Texas Tech as well. I'm sorry, TCU as well. So he's got Power 4, Big 12 experience, but then went to Jacksonville State and exploded. So he's up there. But West Virginia's 6 running backs that have departed all missed games because of injury at some point in time. So obviously you need more than one. You really need more than 2. Yeah. But the second one right now, again, in our estimation, is a true freshman. It had really high note coming in, and that's Amir Latimer. He's from Georgia, Offensive Player of the Year in his class in the state of Georgia, 4-star kid. He's a bigger running back, 6 foot, 228 pounds. So he's got not only muscle but speed as well. Really anxious to see him and what he can do. We know that true freshmen can have trouble adapting in some positions, but if you just look at the history at West Virginia, running back isn't necessarily one of those. There have been true freshman running backs that have stepped in and made major contributions here and in a lot of positions. So I would think Latimer and Cook are 1-2, 2-1, however you want to say it or view it. Then after that, you start getting down in the weeds a little bit with some others. West Virginia did sign a couple of high school kids that look like they have ability. Maybe the guy, though, that's third just because he's got a little bit more experience is Martavius Boswell, junior college kid from Colin Junior College in Mississippi, 5'9", 170-pound running back, more of a scat back type guy, originally from a high school in Fort Worth, Texas. Was the Offensive Player of the Year in his district at the JUCO level in Mississippi last year. So you would think those 3 specifically right now are the guys that you're going to be counting on. You hope, for just the sake of continuity, you don't have to go to any further than that. Though last year, certainly it was a situation for West Virginia where they not only got to 3, but 4, 5, and 6 as well. So you can't say that you can just stop at any of those points. West Virginia also has a true fullback on this year's roster. It's going to be interesting to see how they use him. I mean, I think, he's not going to be a guy that gets the ball 20 times a game, maybe not even 20 times in a season. But he's a big transfer from Arizona. He grew up in the Tucson area, went to Arizona for a couple years. Played for the Wildcats out there, but Caden Luke, 5'11", 249 pounds, mainly going to be a lead blocker, but he's a guy that played some sort of flex, tight end, fullback, did a little bit of everything at Arizona. Really productive with the ball in his hands in high school. Had over like 2,300 rushing yards or total yards in high school. So he's a guy who can find room when you give him the ball, but I think his physicality is going to be used as mainly a lead blocker. We know...
Short yardage guy?
Yeah. I mean, again, we know that was a frustrating area for West Virginia last year. The short yardage problems the Mountaineers had. I mean, Luke certainly could fix a lot of those by both things he could do, right? A true lead blocker would help you a great deal in that area. And then if you give him the ball and he's big, strong, and he knows what to do with the ball in his hands, that's a guy that could help you, especially in short yardage situations and maybe help relieve some of those problems. But I'm interested. I mean, it's, again, a complete rebuild of the running back room, but you look down sort of the resumes of each of the guys that's coming in, you go, you know what? That looks okay. And you can say that around this whole team. The proof, though, will obviously come when game action starts.
The thing that's interesting, one of the things that's interesting about Cook and Latimer is they both seem to be versatile in a sense they can catch the ball out of the backfield. Now, Latimer's never done it obviously at this level, but Cook had 30 receptions.
Yep.
And Latimer is a guy who, at least at the high school ranks, was known as a 3-down back. So you've got guys in Cook and Latimer who seem to have the versatility to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, we know that, running backs catching the ball isn't something that's going to happen 50 times a season in the Rich Rodriguez offense, but it is got to be a weapon for them. Again, because there's so much newness at the wide receiver position as well, you could see running backs being a nice offset in the passing game. I think most of the time you're going to hand them the ball, but can they between them catch 4 or 5 passes a game? That certainly would not be a surprise for me at all. I guess the next question is: are there times you play 2 of them at a time? Did that just a very little bit last year, not a ton, but you certainly may do that this year. And then obviously, how much does Caden Luke play? Is he just a pure short yardage guy, lead back, gets 5 snaps a game at most? Or is he a guy that you put on the field a great deal and he helps you in the blocking game, but then also can help you in running the football and catching? He's caught the ball fairly well in his high school career.
304 Talk 304, and Texture wants us to get into the receivers. How about we save that for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay,
we can certainly
you
do
guys
that.
talked quarterbacks last night, a little bit about the running backs tonight, and we'll get into the receivers coming up tomorrow. Texter does ask, do you have a breakdown of what level the signees came from the portal in terms of FBS, FCS, Division II, et cetera?
I can get that for you.
Okay.
Don't have it here off the top of my head, but truthfully, it's everything. West Virginia got a number of guys from other Power 4 institutions, an offensive lineman from Kansas State, 2 tight ends, one from Clemson, one from LSU, couple of other LSU players, 1 wide receiver, 1 defensive back. I'm sorry, did I say tight end from LSU? The other tight end besides the one, Sapp from Clemson is from Mississippi State. A wide receiver who spent last year at UCLA. But then they also have a defensive lineman who was from Texas Permian Basin, a Division II program. Good Division II program, but a Division II program. So you really have a mix of everything. More junior college guys than they've had in recent times, but of the true transfers, a majority of them are from the FBS level, though certainly not every one of them.
304 Talk 304, we will take a break. Another quick question football-wise. Texter asked, do you think Sig could play running back in college? He was a very productive runner in high school, albeit at quarterback.
Yeah, he was a dual-threat quarterback and as much a runner as anything else. He's going to play some offense for West Virginia. I think the plan is if he's as good as said, even as a true freshman, he starts free at safety, then how much does he play on offense? I think he fits best at slot receiver, but I wouldn't preclude him from playing some running back or even some quarterback in some special packages.
We'll just call him Gadget.
Yeah, exactly. Inspector Gadget. Wasn't that the guy on the old movie?
Gadget Sieg.
Yeah. So, think he plays everywhere. Wouldn't be so shocked if it's running back, though. I think most of his offensive time would come at slot. But then running back and quarterback are possibilities as well.
304 Talk 304. We'll check the text a little bit later on. We'll talk more basketball with Jamie LaMaster, the girls coach of the number 1 seed, George Washington, the Quad A state tournament. Of course, all the classes of the state tournament next week, but we'll catch up with Jamie and get his thoughts coming up. And again, a lot going on tonight. AA girls regional finals tonight, single, triple, Quad A, they've all been decided, and regional semifinal round games for the boys going on as well. This is the CityNet statewide sports line from the Health Plan Studios since 1979. The Health Plan has called West Virginia home. From humble beginnings, they've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming a part of its fabric. For over 4 decades, they've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, proudly serving West Virginia for over 40 years. The Health Plan.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
At At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
WVU Medicine Nephrology is committed to providing advanced kidney care at its primary location in Morgantown's Suncrest Town Center, and also at outreach sites in Buchanan, Clarksburg, Elkins, Fairmont, Flatwoods, Grafton, Kaiser, Moorfield, and Summersville in West Virginia, and Oakland, Maryland. Our expert team of nephrologists use the latest diagnosis and treatment methods. Call 855-WVU-CARE or visit wvumedicine.org/nephrology.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
CityNet statewide Sportsline from the Health Plan Studios, and welcome back to the show. Kyle Wiggs and Greg Hunter with you on this Thursday night. Looking forward to all of the state tournament coverage next week. Every game on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com. The 4 state championships for the girls a week from Saturday on Metro News TV, and the same for the boys. The top seed in the girls' Quad A classification is George Washington, and heading into the tournament, head coach Jamie LaMaster joins us. And Coach, good evening. Good to catch up with you again.
No, great to talk to you guys. Good evening.
Well, you've had a great season, although you'll say we haven't won anything yet, right? Because there's the tournament still to come. Give us your thoughts on how your team is playing and what the strengths have been here coming down the stretch.
Well, we tell them we've had a great season. We've done a lot of good things, but we haven't done anything great just yet. But, over the course of the season, the kids have done a great job of handling and managing the success. 21-1 on the season. We started 18-0 and then suffered our only setback up at Parkersburg. And then since that time, we went 3-0. But, the strength of the team is there's a lot of athleticism out there, a lot of experience back, and, they've just done a great job of handling the next game, which we always say is the most important game because it is the next game. So we're heading into this single elimination tournament and just getting prepared and ready to get started.
So how do you handle these days? Because in high school basketball, it seems like, at this point in the year, you're playing every other day, but all of a sudden now you got big breaks. So how do you handle that time off?
Well, for example, today we went up and we do lift during the season, so we got to lift in today and come out and move them a little bit, got some free throws up, and then went to our meeting room and talked about, the rest of this week, and we already had the schedule laid out for all of next week in an itinerary form, and just talked to them about some things that we need to make sure that we're paying attention to in terms of, taking care of ourselves and getting proper rest and hydration, nutrition, and one unique thing, we'll be on spring break next week, so we will only be focusing on basketball next week. So we won't have any school next week. So, but just to handle it, it's just business as usual for us, in terms of practice and things. And when we're in practice and we have a break, we just focus back on us a little bit, some things we need to get better at and continue to do well.
For those who come out and watch you play next week, you've got two of the more dynamic players in the state of West Virginia, and both are just juniors, Rihanna Breckenridge and Jariah Pryor. Discuss them a little bit, how they've improved and how their games have evolved here as they head down the stretch trying to win a state championship as juniors.
Well, as we call them, the law firm of Breckenridge and Pryor. That's what they find each other. They're physically gifted athletes, but they also put in a lot of work in terms of their game and the weight room and different things. And they're athletic, they're quick, they're fast. They feed and off each other. They thrive in chaos, and tempo's got to be up for us. And the biggest thing that I've observed of them, we've been down there 3 of the last 4 years, and these two kids were discussed and have played their way to the semifinals the last 2 years. But I think the biggest thing for them has been their mental maturity and their mental growth, handling and working through adversity, whether it be injury or score or foul issues or not shooting the ball well. But we have what we always call next play mentality at GW, and they've bought into that, and they've done a great job just mentally managing themselves in the game.
Has that experience in the state tournament, how much does that help your program and in the players who participated in that in the past?
I think so. We only have one senior on the team, but, to get down there the last 2 years, like I said, 4 or 5 in the last 2 in the Final Four. So we've played some games on that floor in that environment, and I think that's a huge advantage. Everything from introductions to the bet perception, media timeouts, just what to expect. So the surprise factor is kind of out the window for us. I think we know what to expect, and I'm confident we know how to handle it.
Mm-hmm. Coach, the field looks very good. You've got a team like Martinsburg who really popped up this year and has had a great season. They can't get seeded any higher than 4th. You've got Parkersburg's very good. Of course, Parkersburg South. You've got University with a first-team All-State player, and Bree Fox. Cabell Midland is back. Your team's back. I mean, it looks like it is as deep at the Quad A level as it's been in a while.
It's a very competitive field. And, 4A went to the North region, South region. We took 4 out of each. So I think what you did was you may have lost some of the regional representation, but I think you were able to play the best 8 teams in the Charleston. And we have faced, let's see, in this tournament, 1, 2, 3, we played 5 of them. Parkersburg, we played twice, so we played 4 of the teams that are in this tournament. So we're fairly familiar with them, but, you mentioned Martinsburg at 18 and I guess 19-2 now. They've had a great year. I've seen them on film and have a lot of film on them, but I haven't seen them live. But yeah, there's a lot of these teams are back, and a lot of these teams have rich traditions in the state tournament and rich girls basketball tradition in their program. So yeah, I expect it to be a very competitive, very, like you said, very deep field, but a very competitive field as well.
Coach, you mentioned the change in the regionals to a north-south. Your thoughts on that, and as you talk to your fellow coaches, did they like it, the way it's worked out, or disapprove?
I approve. I had suggested that we do something like that in the past. I said, there's always the issues of teams getting there and who should be seated where and different things. And I said, well, what we should do is just draw a line and have a north and a south region and seed from there. So I think with the quality of teams you see in this field, I think it's worked out for the quality of girls basketball.
As this moves forward, and again, there's been so many changes with expansion and the way things are seeded and sectionals going away with regionals now, what are some do you have any other ideas that maybe could make this go a little smoother, smooth it out a little bit, or do you like it the way it is right now?
I like it the way it is now. One thing that's a little bit tough, and Greg, you mentioned earlier, is, we played our last regular season game on March 4th, and then we had to sit around until March 12th. And we did not have, we were the one in the region, so we didn't have that play-in game. So we did have to sit a little bit, but again, that gave us an opportunity to, work on GW and do some things we need to do. But it's always nice to play those games late in the year and not quite have to sit as much, but that's the way it's structured. I understand it, but I think we were able to handle that pretty well.
Well, very good. We're all looking forward to it, looking forward to seeing you again down there in your team with George Washington, the top seed in Quad A. Coach, we appreciate your time. How about the boys tonight? They're winning in the second half over Morgantown, and Noah Lewis got his record.
I saw that. What a great kid, man. What a great honor for him. And, I was watching the live stream here, and the broadcaster mentioned they were looking across at GW. We hang banners for State Player of the Year and First Team All-State kids. Now, there's some dudes on that wall. and for him to be able to achieve that accomplishment really says a lot about who he is, what he does, how he does it, and just how much work he really does put in.
Well, again, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. We'll see you in Charleston next week.
All right, Kyle, Greg, thank you, and appreciate everything you do for basketball, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Very good. Thanks. Coach Jamie LaMaster there of the George Washington girls going in as the top seed in Quad A.
Should note that by this point tomorrow, West Virginia's women's team will be knee-deep into their quarterfinal game. Well, their opponent is playing right now. We don't know which it'll be, but Arizona State with a stunning early start, and it's, I guess it would be second-round matchup with Iowa State. Iowa State, number 7 seed, Arizona State, number 10. Arizona State used a 14-0 run and is leading 17-4 as an ASU team that is on the bubble of the NCAA tournament. So this is a huge game for them because this could move them into the right side of the bubble with that. And, of course, Marley Washenitz, the Fairmont native, a Sun Devil, and has had a steal and an assist so far in today's game.
Arizona State won their game against Arizona last night. Marley had a great first quarter, scored, I believe, all of her points in the first quarter, helped Arizona State get off to a great start last night, and the Sun Devils off to a great start again tonight with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 17-4 is the score. And again, holding down the leading scorer in the league, Audie Crooks so far. Crooks just 2 points, and she's yet to get a field goal attempt. How about that? Both of her points have come from the foul line. So Crooks with no shots and 2 points, and Arizona State leads 17-4.
Yeah, Cyclones have tried 6 threes in their 8 field goals. And as you said, Audie Crooks, who's obviously a huge force inside, doesn't have field goal attempts. So I got a feeling when they go try to make a comeback, ball's got to go inside to Audie Crooks.
Shove it on down there, right?
Yep.
Get it to her. We'll take a break. We'll have some final thoughts on the Sportsline coming up.
Some relationships just work better with trust, reliability, and great communication. That's why more West Virginians are choosing CityNet Gig Fiber. Fast, symmetrical speeds, no contracts, no data caps, and local teams monitoring the network around the clock. Plus, for a limited time, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for a full year, with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Check availability at your address. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. Westbanco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when 2 champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
If you're planning to come to town for the Mountaineer Baseball Series against Columbia, right?
Yes,
Okay,
Columbia.
Against Columbia. Tomorrow, the start time still remains at 2 o'clock, but they've changed Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at noon, Sunday at 12:30. So they've moved those start times around a bit for West Virginia and Columbia if you're planning on coming to the games.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really warm relatively, but lots of rain in the area. So let's hope that stays away enough or is not so impactful that it affects that series.
An update from that Morgantown-George Washington game. GW leads Morgantown 47-30, and they're in the fourth quarter already. That game started at 6 o'clock. So, again, Noah Lewis became the all-time leading scorer at GW with 1,589 points. I'm sure he's added to that total, besting Bunky Brown. Spring training baseball today. Cardinals beat the Pirates 3-2. Another base hit, another walk for J.J. Weatherhold. He's batting .333 in the spring. Just the third spring training loss for the Pirates, who are 9-3. So keep our eyes on that as well. Big day tomorrow. Mountaineer basketball, Mountaineer baseball, Mountaineer men's basketball as well. We'll talk about it all in Friday's edition of the Sportsline. Join us then.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline is an exclusive production of the Metro News Radio Network. All rights reserved.